This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Tonight, the virtual becomes real as we gather in Texas to race in person on the DRL simulator. Golden Heat, baby! And with just 4 levels of racing left in the season, time is running out to prove which pilot is made to win. I did it! The track may be virtual, but the physics, the controller movements, and the racing are real. What? Oh! This is drone racing. This is DRL. Welcome to the DRL Algorand World Championship, the premier international drone racing circuit. We're at the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas for Level 10 DRL Sim Live. And we've created a unique blend of 2 very different worlds racing in the sim with all the stimuli of being in person. As you can see, the pilots for the first semifinal group are taking their place on stage. Hello everybody, once again alongside 2-time DRL World Champion Evan Heads Up Turner, as well as 2018 DRL World Champ Paul Nurkla. I'm Craig Hummer. Guys, for a couple years now, we've raced what we call a hybrid season. And Evan, what we're doing here today, this event, is a perfect personification of that phrase and that concept.
These pilots are professionals, and professional in their own environment. That means they're used to having the goggles to put down and block out the haters, block out the noise. When they're at home flying the simulator, they're building their own environment in their own rooms in the comfort of their own homes. This is a hybrid of the two because now they have that simulator experience, but with the crowd rimming the edge of their monitor, they have the noise, they have the lights. It's a different experience, and they don't have those goggles to hide behind.
Yeah, one consequence of being at home, being in that kind of controlled environment is that it's hard to get hyped up. That was one thing that I always struggled with when I was racing on the sim, was that I wanted to get excited. I want to feel that energy. So you here in Texas right now today, hype these guys up, get them excited, and they are gonna put a show on for you because this is what they live for. They want to show you what drone racing is all about.
Well, Evan, let's talk a little bit more about the difference because you have gone through both of these components, right, in winning both of your world championships. Did you prefer one setting or the other?
I mean, they both were places you have to be strong. What makes a world champion is someone who can perform in any environment. If the rules are you have to win the sim, win the sim. If the rules are you have to win IRL, you have to do whatever it takes to win. I didn't prefer one or the other, but I mean, you cannot hide from the energy you get when you're performing in front of a crowd, and that's where I guess we get a hybrid of the two, just like you said.
Well, Paul, I just want to clarify for everybody here and everybody watching at home. Evan had no haters, right, when he was racing. Let's just make that very clear.
None.
Let's introduce the pilots who are going to be competing in semifinal number 1 and the colors they fly. Our number 1 ranked pilot, Halo Walker from Germany, flies pink. Pavelos from Poland will fly orange and white. Amari from Iowa, white. Singu from Barcelona, Spain, orange. Gab 707 from Vancouver flies yellow. And Siba FPV from the Dominican Republic flies green and whites. Semifinal 1, Heat 1. Six pilots enter, only 3 will leave. It's straight to the points cash gate. They'll make that turn and drop down to the T-Mobile chicane.
The T-Mobile chicane is incredibly interesting. It's this ascending hurdle where they have to drop back down, coming up to this ascending building climb.
It is time to get vertical. They go up the skyscraper, they'll go through the Google Cloud Gate, and then back down the other side of the building. And this sets up the scream along the street.
We have a beautiful FPV view here of Amari and Pavelos fighting for the lead with Halo Walker and the pink drone in the mix. There's a tight battle for the front, not only in this race, but for the season standings.
Well, and we just saw Siba. That was the contact. That is the real life and simulation of when they crash. We've got Halo Walker in pink out in front, Pavelos orange and white in second, and Amari the white drone in third.
This is anyone's race to win. If you want your pilot to come out in front, you have to get loud. They can hear you loud and clear. here. Right now we have Amari chasing in the third between Pavelos and Halo Walker, trying to win this first heat.
That's the Dragonfly Diamond. That sets up the U.S. Air Force Pentagate. And now they go around the building. This will be the Algorand crane climb, one final time. After that, it is over to the points cache gate. The 180 turn, Halo Walker with the inside line. Our #1 ranked pilot wins heat #1.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah!
Very evident indeed, the nerves and the release that can happen after these races are over. Halo's winning time in Heat 1, 1:14.670. Let's send it to the fourth member of our team, Layla Anna Lee.
I'm joined now by Halo Walker, and this win in this heat is actually more important than the audience out there think, because yesterday in level 9, you didn't qualify for the Golden Heat, and that took a hit, didn't it?
It definitely took a big hit. It took me a big hit in season standings, Emmett, for my just general feeling for this level going into this. I knew I had to perform well, made it to finals in the first heat, and it feels great.
So I have 2 questions for you. One, what changed? How did you change your mindset from being ultimately very frustrated to making this work?
I came into level 9 really trying to just go all out, trying to go to finals. Wasn't really enjoying myself, and for this race, my mindset was just enjoy yourself, enjoy the time with the fans out here. It's a lot of fun. It's just great.
And very quickly, how awesome is it to have these fans here?
Oh, it's amazing. Being here in Arlington with everyone, let's go!
Woo! Thank you.
Walker has a history of racing well when he's in front of a crowd. Paul, take us through some replays.
Halo Walker, Amari, and Pavelos were all battling 1, 2, 3 for the beginning of the race, but Halo Walker made his pass to get and hold the lead for the entire race in the Algorand crane climb. He's able to exit from that top gate on the crane climb, get out front, and stay out front. Then fast forward all the way to the finish. He keeps them in behind him for the rest of the heat. He uses that crane climb once again to get a little bit more distance on everybody else, and he drag races them all from the top of that building down to the finish gate, and he brings it home, taking the energy of all you guys here tonight for that first win of the night.
And Evan, a pilot who is truly synonymous with sim racing, is Amari. This is what it looked like for him.
Amari is the only person here today who has a crowd that has his name on some billboards. So we're going to jump into his FPV view here. Going up the skyscraper to the Google Cloud section, he was actually in the lead very early on, and we're going to dive into what happened and really dissect this entire race. You see coming up through here, through the U.S. Air Force Pentagon Gate, and this is where it gets technical. Nurk brought it up. We're going up the Algorand crane climb, and this is where Pavelos and Halo Walker were able to make that pass. Amari had a great line, I will say, but it just seems like they had maybe a little bit more momentum exiting that turn. Now, it wasn't over from here. Amari didn't let him run away with it. He kept it strong, and this is where, in this exact moment, the crowd was screaming and cheering his name, and Amari thrives under that excitement, that energy. So he's pushing here, flying at his best. Now, when you're a drone racing pilot, you can't just push harder. It's not a button you can just push. You have to fly smoother, more controlled, and it's really a very, artistic thing you have to do. Here we come up the Algorand crane climb, where Amari tried one last effort. He's got 2, maybe 3 heats left to do it, but we saw Halo Walker take the win with Pavelos closely behind.
As we take a look at that leaderboard, some visual cues. If the box is around your heat placing, that means you have won. And in this instance, Halo's win makes him the first to qualify out of this group from the finals. All 12 pilots race each level. They're seeded into 2 semifinal groups, with the top 3 from each advancing to the finals. There, the winner of the Golden Heat will be your level champion. The pilots earn season points based on their overall level finish. The pilot with the most points at the end of the season is the DRL Algorand World Champion. Each heat is 2 laps around this Sim Live track. Paul, take us through it.
Off the start, pilots climb to the points cache gate, then dive to the T-Mobile chicane. Then it's another climb to the Google Cloud Gate, and dive over the building to the Dragonfly Diamond Gate and the U.S. Air Force Gate. Next, pilots spiral up the Algorand crane climb. They head through the points cache gate and onto lap 2, or turn towards the finish.
Our world number 1 is the first to advance, but every pilot here has the skills to win. Plenty more to come.
The Algorand ecosystem is where monumental change takes shape. So come transform the world with us on Algorand.
It's gonna be close. Yeah!
Come, mortals.
We're here at the training facility with Gotham FC, and for the very first time, we're going to have the FPV drone on the field with the players as they're training. We're hoping to get some really unique shots and something you've never seen before.
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By T-Mobile, exclusive wireless partner of the Drone Racing League. And by Points Cash, freedom to pay your way. Welcome back to the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and Level 10, Drl Sim Live. We're only one heat into our first semifinal, and Halo Walker has already qualified for the finals. Now here in the semifinals, they fly 3 regular heats, with each heat winner automatically advancing to the finals. Everyone else is subject to sudden death, where only the winner is guaranteed to advance. Evan, let's talk Halo, because we could tell, and we know, because we live and breathe this sport, that that was an important win for him.
Absolutely. His level 9 performance was not what he wanted, and it just goes to show about the emotional roller coaster that is drone racing. Not only do we, the fans, know what's going to happen next, but these pilots can practice as much as they can, and sometimes it's just not their day, and Halo ran into that. Now, what makes a world champion is somebody who's able to come back from a day like that, come back from a heat like that, and perform when it counts, and come back stronger. We're going to have to see from Halo Walker is a focus we didn't see yesterday, a drive we didn't see yesterday, and I think from that error, that embarrassment that he had yesterday, quite honestly, he's going to be able to use that to fuel him to wipe the floor with these other pilots.
Semifinal 1, Heat 2. And action as they go for the points cash gate. Again, it is a race to make that turn. An early lead for Halo Walker in pink, Singu in orange in second, and Gab 707 in yellow was in third.
Gab 707 in the yellow drone, he is our longest standing DRL pilot. Seems to fall back, but he's always good at keeping it consistent. We're going to swap to this building dive where the drones are flying full throttle down, now coming down where the pilots are getting nice and low, with Amari now taking the lead.
The white drone of Amari leads them through the U.S. Air Force gate. Now they will set up for the Algorand crane climb. Amari in white, followed by Halo Walker in pink. They swap places. Pavelos, orange and white, is right there.
It seems like Pavelos and Halo Walker both have a slightly stronger crane climb than Amari. However, in the rest of the sections of this track, Amari is pulling ground every single turn. Pavelos needs to win if he wants to guarantee himself a spot in finals, because you do not want to end up in sudden death.
After that building dive, here it is. They go along the asphalt. That'll be the Dragonfly Diamond once again. Then that U.S. Air Force gate. Closing moments of heat number 2. This sets up the Algorand crane climb again. Pink drone of Halo Walker already out in front. But look at Pavelos. He's making a run. This is that final turn. Halo had inside line, but Pavelos is charging. Halo goes back to back.
Yup! Oh, we're back, baby! Yup! Yeah, that last turn is killing you too.
By only 3/100ths of a second, Halo gets to claim another victory, this time 115.164.
Pavelos, twice second place. Your opponent sat just here on your right as you tried to take over him. What's it like to sit so close to someone who's ahead of you in the game, and how do you beat someone like Halo?
I'm really trying to not think about what Halo is doing. I'm just, running my own race, and I was in front of him for quite a bit that race. I know there's some spots where I'm faster, there's some spots where he's faster. I blew out that last turn on this race, and that's where I know I lost it, so yeah, it's tough.
It's such a tight competition, and you were so close so many times there. And we're sat here in a space with an audience, with lights, with cameras, and your teammates here, your opponents, the competition. How different is that to racing in your bedroom?
It's different, but it's great. I love this crowd, and I'm looking forward to racing in finals with this crowd. Woo!
Thank you.
Early in the race, Halo Walker made up a lot of ground through the climb up the skyscraper. He's able to take it, he keeps it as tight as he can to the building, swings out to the side, and then cuts through inverted, going fully upside down through the Google Cloud Gate, keeping as tight of a line to the top of the literal vertical apex as he possibly can. But Pavelos kept trying to catch up and trying to find ways to get closer to him. The biggest place that he made up ground was in the Algorand crane climb. Pavelos was able to get nice and tight. He was able to make a nice fast exit out of the top of the crane climb, and heading into the points cache gate, he caught up much more dramatically. And like he just said, he lost a little bit of time by going too wide through that gate, but still neck and neck between him and Halo Walker, and he's got one more regular semifinal heat to make up the difference.
Well, and Pavelos knows he's got all the talent he needs. This is what that heat looked like.
Pavelos has talent, but not only that, and he has poise. He's so incredibly good at staying in the pack and not getting in his own head. Something I've noticed about Pavelos over this entire season of watching him is that he just is always in the mix every single time. It doesn't mean that he's out there outrunning these other pilots, but he's staying in it, waiting for them to make a mistake. 2 seconds here means that his confidence level is going to be at an all-time high. Going up this Algorand crane, he makes the pass over Amari, tossing him into second place right behind Halo Walker. And from this point on, he was chasing that pink drone of the oh-so-confident Halo Walker. Once again, Halo Walker didn't have such a great day in level 9, so he is really trying to prove to himself, maybe the fans too, but I believe that he's trying to prove to himself that he's still got it. And you heard him after this race say, I'm back, I'm here, because yesterday he just wasn't. So Pavelos was trying to capitalize on that, was hoping for a mistake, and he did exactly what he should have, which was put pressure on him, hope for a mistake, and he did make an incredible last-ditch effort going into this points cash gate. But we're going to see the pink drone of Halo Walker just sneak in front of him to take that win.
The 2 wins by Halo Walker assures us of a sudden death here in semifinal number 1, and at least 1 spot for one of the other pilots should they not win the next heat to move on. The Google Cloud Gate is one of the more intimidating obstacles on this course. Paul, take us through the maneuver presented by the U.S. Air Force.
The Google Cloud Gate is a full-throttle vertical U-turn at the top of a skyscraper. Pilots approach vertically with the building on their right side. As they approach the top, they yaw left and pitch up, inverting their drone as they turn and pass through the gate. From there, they cross the roof and pitch up to descend down the far side. Entering the gate inverted at the wrong angle or without enough speed can cause the drone to lose altitude before reaching the dive, which can lead to a crash. The ideal line requires pilots to enter the gate with enough vertical and horizontal momentum to clear the roof and carry the maximum speed into the building dive.
DRL and Algorand are coming out with Project Drone Galaxy, a new metaverse drone racing game. Join the Discord to learn more about it. Halo just reinforced his intended message. It's up to the other pilots to create a message of their own.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
So I'm really excited to be out here today. We have a bunch of really awesome airmen who are going to show us around. We're going to get some hands-on time with a lot of the stuff that they get to use through their airman training, and I'm super excited for it.
It'll be interesting to see their perspective change a little bit with all of the different things we have planned on for today.
All right, welcome guys. This is the U.S. Air Force Centrifuge. Every pilot that's going to go off and fly fighters, they're going to come visit us. The device is capable up to 20 Gs. It would never spin to that with people inside of it. However, on the research side, we could spin 20 Gs with some equipment.
Running.
Oh my gosh.
Keep that trigger engaged, come down, stay tight, and...
Oh my gosh. No way. Oh my goodness.
The Strong Lab is the Air Force's exercise science laboratory. Pulling G's requires holding onto a lot of isometric strength, right, in your core. Today, we'll be measuring your power, body composition, how fast you recover, how well you move.
Go, 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 go.
Really?
Woo!
Today, we're going to do a couple different neuromodulation techniques that are going to help improve your flying performance.
Seeing the process and the preparedness that the airmen went through to go out and fly missions and figuring out like how can we integrate that into things that we're trying to do as professional drone racers, it's really exciting.
Collectively, we are going forward and being able to be the best pilots that we can be.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League.
Welcome back to Level 10 DRL Sim Live. 2 heats into semifinal 1, and it's just Halo who is qualified for the finals. The end is drawing closer in the 2022-23 DRL Algorand World Championship season, and here is where things stand after 9 levels of racing. Look at those top 2 spots. 1 point separates Halo Walker and MCK FPV. From second, you drop 20 points down to Alex FPV. Pavelos and Vanover now round out your top 5. Evan, clearly Halo is on a roll, but Pavelos, right, he has reminded all of us that he's got the juice to win if things go his way.
Yeah, some of the times my heart rate has been the absolute highest in drone racing is not in the golden heat, not in the first heat of finals, it's in sudden death, and that is the last place on earth I ever want to be. So this is Pavelos, this is Amari's last chance to outrun Halo Walker, which means they still have the sudden death in their back pocket, but like I said, you don't want to go there. So what we're going to see from these top pilots like Pavelos, like Amari, like the Gab 707 is going past their limit, trying to get in front of Halo Walker, force them to make a mistake. If they crash, they have the sudden death in their back pocket, but I don't want to be there, neither do they.
Semifinal 1, Heat 3. DRL drama. There is no substitute. Points cash gate, that's the first one. They'll drop down to the T-Mobile chicane. The pink drone of Halo Walker out in front again.
Yes, Halo Walker's going to try and guard off these other pilots, and shutting down a semifinal is an incredible confidence boost for him going into finals. We see Gab 707 already going down with drone damage, and Singu actually in the mix as well for the top 4.
Well, there they go, up through the U.S. Air Force gate, now around the building. That sets up the Algorand crane climb. The pink drone of Halo Walker first, Pavelos in second, and Amari in third. Oh, but Pavelos has moved to the lead.
Pavelos' crane climb was second to none. He is now out in front of Halo Walker doing exactly what we predicted. He's pushing his limits. He's trying to get in Halo Walker's head, and if there's any time he should do it, it's right now.
Through the Google Cloud gate, now they'll drop down that building dive. Back to street level, setting up for the Dragonfly Diamond. Halo Walker, the pink drone, has regained the lead. Let's see if he can contain it and hold it. Going through the Algorand crane climb, or will it be Pavelos again, moving back to the front? They'll head over to the points cash gate. Pavelos did move back to the lead. He takes the inside line. They all drop down to the finish. Who's got more speed? Halo Walker, it looks like, yes, has swept the semifinal.
Not this time, Amari. Way too fast yesterday. Oh, it's a new PB too.
He's talked about it, and now his actions are speaking louder than words. Level 9 might have been a disappointment, but so far level 10 is exactly what he would want. Halo Walker wins Heat 3, 113.804.
I'm joined now by Amari, who's been teasing everyone all night. It's been so close, as you just turned to me, said the storyline's right there. And the storyline is that you're heading into sudden death.
Yeah, you know, just the situation, how it folded out here. Halo was super on that heat, but I'm honestly super happy with how I've been doing. I've been super consistent, second, third the entire time. No crashing. I'm flying my own race, and honestly, I feel like I'm quick enough that everyone else that if I keep doing this, I'll be where I need to be.
Consistent, fast, but now what changes in sudden death? What's the game plan?
So you really can't plan for anything in a sudden death because, you know, one pilot makes a mistake. You can be as consistent as possible going into it, but some of that consistency comes from you pulling back a little bit, and there's not a chance to do that in sudden death.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
2 heats in a row, 2 unbelievable battles between Pavel and Halo Walker. Pavel was able to take that much tighter line again out of the Algorand crane climb, but coming through that points cash gate, he goes just a little bit wider, and that lets Halo Walker sneak in just get a little bit more speed down through the straightaway. That puts Halo Walker just slightly ahead of Pavelos, and secures Halo Walker that 1-2-3 finish here in semifinals. Even though Pavelos is doing so well here, he has to go to sudden death, and he's gonna have to prove it when it's all on the line.
You do not need a translator for this semifinal 1 leaderboard. It is all pink and it's all at the top. A clean sweep for Halo, meaning we will have 2 spots coming out of semifinal 1 sudden death. Evan, we just heard Amari say that one pilot can make a mistake in sudden death and that changes everything. That was actually what happened to Halo in level 9, but looking at it on paper, it seems like the 2 spots at least should be slotted to Pavelos and Amari.
Yeah, just looking at it on paper, Pavelos has all seconds, Amari has all thirds, and then from there it gets a little inconsistent. You know, you have Singu and Gab 707, I think are favorites to make an upset, but things are different. This is not a normal heat, this is sudden death. Amari knows if he doesn't perform, then he's gonna be not in the finals, he's not getting points. So same thing for Pavelos and all of these pilots. For these lower ranked pilots such as Seba and Gab, they have nothing to lose. What? I mean, go for it, give it everything they've got, and they can capitalize on Amari and Pavelos backing off. Everybody's scared, so am I, honestly.
Semifinal 1, sudden death. Only one thing left to do, finish first or second. As they'll head for that points cash gate, it's an early lead for Pavelos, that's orange and white. Gab 707 in yellow was in second. Seba in green moves to the lead for a moment.
It looks like those 2 pilots of Seba and Gab are actually pushing for the front. Gab now way out in front. He has nothing to lose, and he's showing it in his flying as we speak.
He's not only the veteran, he's the legend. No one has been around longer than Gab 707. Experience may just pay off. They're through that U.S. Air Force gate. Another great look around the building. Here's that Algorand crane climb.
This is where Amari has struggled, and Pavelos has been so strong. Looks like Amari's figured it out and is able to keep it in front of Pavelos.
Amari in white, Pavelos orange and white. They are swapping back and forth between first and second. The T-Mobile chicane, now they will climb some concrete as they go up along the skyscraper through that Google Cloud gate and drop down. Hold on to your stomachs.
Remember, first and second are what moves on here. Looks like they're battling for pride maybe, but they both just have to finish to move on. Gab 707 is hoping for a mistake here, and he's gonna push up this Algorand.
Well, the crane climb may just decide it. The front 2 now distancing themselves from everybody else. One final turn. Top 2 matter. First and second, you advance. It is Pavelos and Amari moving on to the finals. Talk about relief. We all just watched it in real time. Pavelos gets the win, but Amari knew second was okay too. Pavelos' time, 115.766.
Sudden death is always tense. Congratulations to you both making it through to the golden heat. You guys were teasing it the entire time. Obviously, with sudden death, there are some pilots who are no longer in that. Now going through to the golden heat, they're all back together. So how much does that change it for you?
I don't know.
Makes it harder?
Doesn't change anything. I'm just going, I'm here to win, you know, and yeah, I'm just going to push as hard as possible.
I like that attitude. And how much of it is just focusing on yourself, no one else?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing about drone racing. It's not a team sport. If you ever make a mistake, the only person you can blame is yourself. So you got to be comfortable with that.
And how much can you hear when you're in there, in the moment and zoomed in, from the other contestants backstage to the fans out in front? How much are you hearing?
Well, the fans are loving it, clearly, and everybody's cheering for Amari. So whenever they're screaming, I know Amari is in the front, and I know that I need to push 100%. So it's good. It's helping me focus, and it's helping me, you know, do good.
Love it. It's giving you awareness of who's where. Thank you very much, and congrats.
Thank you.
Smiles all around, especially for these 3. Here's your podium. Coming out of semifinal 1, they all head to the finals. Halo Walker, Pavelos, and Amari. Well, Semi 1 more than just set the stage and showed us all how exciting this racing can be. Now Semifinal 2 is about to show us their
Are you one of the millions surprised by Verizon and AT&T raising your rates last year? T-Mobile has price lock guarantee, and that means they won't raise the rates of your talk, text, and data ever. Join T-Mobile and experience price lock guarantee. I guarantee you won't look back. That's a guarantee.
Welcome to the premier international drone racing circuit. This is DRL, the Drone Racing League.
We've teamed up with Drone Racing League to fuel 5G innovation in two fast-growing markets, drones and tech-powered sports.
T-Mobile is building the largest, fastest, most reliable 5G network in the country. And DRL is building a new sport that depends on using innovative technology to create an audience experience like no one has ever seen before.
In the past, the analog video that's come through is not very clear and not very clean. With T-Mobile 5G wireless technology, we get a crystal clear image. Now that the field test has proven to be a success, it's time to build a fleet of these drones and take them to DRL races and T-Mobile events and really show the world what this drone can do.
This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see this 5G drone take flight.
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By Dragonfly, North America made and manufactured drone and AI solutions. And by the U.S. Air Force. Aim high. Welcome back to Arlington, Texas for Level 10 DRL Sim Live. 3 pilots have already qualified for the finals, and 3 more spots are now up for grabs as our next group of pilots get set for semifinal number 2. And Evan, there are some big names in this one. In particular, MCK FPV and Alex FPV. They sit 2nd and 3rd respectively in these overall season standings, and this battle for the DRL World Championship is real.
Yeah, they're sitting 2nd and 3rd, MCK and Alex FPV. And with Halo Walker moving on to the finals, that means if they want a shot at gaining any points on him, they are going to have to move there as well. This is semifinal 2 and a very strong one at that. MCK and Alex FPV have their own little rivalry going, and they have a few pilots sitting between them, so we may not see too much personal banter, but the mental warfare that's going on is real.
You know, we've heard a lot of pilots say things like, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to concentrate on myself. Go back to your 2 world championships. What was your go-to when you knew you needed to focus?
Well, focusing is so incredibly hard, especially when there's literally and figuratively noise everywhere. You have other pilots trying to get in your head, you have the lights, you have the crowd screaming, but at the end of the day, if you can get inside your own head and say, I know what I need to do, I have the skill to do it, just like MCK and Alex FPV know they do, and I need to just perform. But everybody's going to try and get in your head. Everybody doesn't want you to perform because it's everyone for themselves out here.
Hey, you talk about noise, right? We are in Vanover's home state. He grew up very close to this location. I mean, did you like having a lot of fans in the crowd making that noise? Were you able to feed off of it?
Absolutely. You have to think about when you're trying to perform at your best, you don't want it to be silent. You don't want getting past to make other people happy. You want people to be cheering for you. And if you are a fan sitting out in the audience and you see your favorite pilot make a move or something happens with them, you need to let them know, because even if they fall back, you need to say, get back up there, go try harder, because they will feed off of it, and it could be the difference between finals and going home early.
Let's introduce you to the pilots and the colors they will fly here in semifinal number 2. MCK FPV, the winner of the last level, he flies purple. Killian flies blue. Maverick will fly red. Alex FPV, red and blue. Vanover, the 2019 DRL World Champ, flies silver. And Hyper flies green. Semifinal 2, Heat 1. Another 6 prepare to battle through the burrows as they go for that points cash gate. It's an early lead for the purple drone of MCK. Killian, the blue drone, sits in second at the moment and now has taken the lead.
Killian in the blue has not performed the way he's wanted to. We have Hyper already down with drone damage, but MCK and Alex FPV already out in an early battle, dropping down, coming up to our Dragonfly Diamond.
They're at street level. They'll head for that left turn through the Dragonfly Diamond up through the U.S. Air Force Penegate. MCK, the purple drone. Now Alex FPV, red and blue in first.
Well, look out for this Algorand crane climb. MCK is going to be so incredibly strong here. And look, he makes the pass right there, pulling away from all the other pilots.
Huge difference by the purple drone in that climb. He's now already leading them on to lap number 2. This is the T-Mobile chicane. You've got Maverick in red in second, trying to make up some time. They climb through the Google Cloud Gate.
Maverick is making up ground. Alex FPV going down with prop damage, pulling him out, but Maverick and Killian rushing to catch up to MCK. This crane climb is going to be the difference between the win, and they're going to have to pull something out quick.
Heading back for that Algorand crane climb. MCK, the purple drone, did it magically in the first lap. Here he goes again, one final turn. It's the 180 through the points cash gate. MCK FPV is your winner.
Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Let's go! Oh!
Semifinal 2, delivering on the drama, just like the first. MCK, our first winner, 115.631.
I'm here with MCK now. It's the crane that you're doing beautifully on, isn't it?
Yeah, this track is especially really hard for me. So like I have to fly like really consistently because like every pilots are super fast and super close, so it's kind of scary.
How aware are you of the position of the other drones?
Like actually when I'm racing, like I don't know where I'm standing. So like because of the ping's different. So like all I have to do is just pushing the limits for me.
And I've been asking the pilots, how much does it matter? How much do you focus on yourself versus knowing where your other opponents are and what they're doing?
I would say I have no idea for that because like I'm just focusing there on the racing, so like I couldn't see what pilots are doing. So, you know, we'll see.
Thank you very much. Congrats.
Well, MCK dominated this first heat, so let's look at two of the key areas where he's getting some time on his competitors. The first place I want to look is the climb over the building through the Google Cloud Gate and back down the other side. You'll see him take a much tighter line where everybody else is going much higher and much wider. Look how close he cuts it to the downside of the building where the drones are much higher up and much further away from the outside. He keeps it tight and then comes down through the building. Then heading up through the crane climb, you can see that he actually entered it behind Alex FPV, but when he cuts it so much tighter, he comes out in front. He goes from third to first in the matter of 20 feet, and he's out front and holds on to that for the rest of the race. The other pilots need to figure out how to do these things if they're going to keep up with him through the rest of this semifinal group.
MCK mentioned that all the pilots like to push the pace at the beginning. Killian pushed the pace throughout.
Absolutely. Killian is somebody, just like Pavelos, that is so incredibly good at staying in the mix. It's a valuable skill, and what that means is we typically don't see Killian outrunning these other pilots, but he's always there waiting for a mistake. And we actually saw him at the beginning of this race fall back a little bit behind Maverick and MCK, and Alex FPV was in the mix. So we're going to look for the red and blue drone right there ahead of MCK coming up to this crane climb. But MCK and really all the other pilots have such an advantage over Alex FPV, who seemed to make a little bit of a bobble right there. What I'm looking for Alex is to make some kind of adjustment, go back and watch some replays, and then he can come back, learn from that, and apply that to his other flying. Alex FPV unfortunately did go down later in this heat, making it a battle for Killian to chase down the red drone and Maverick. You have to not only consider who's winning these races, but who's constantly staying in these top three. The top three are going into finals, and the top three are going to be able to move on to get those points. Killian did make a last-ditch effort to climb up this crane to catch Maverick, who did have a slightly slower one, but Maverick and MCK were able to hold him off, with MCK guaranteeing himself a spot in finals.
Seemed like on the last level, MCK won heats at will. He starts off semifinal 2 with another win and becomes the first person out of this semi to advance to the finals. Well, MCK knows if he wants to win the world title, he's got to make the finals first, and he just checked that box.
For more than 2 decades, Dragonfly has been engineering innovative UAV and AI solutions across industries in the public and private sectors. This year, we have released a new heavy-lift UAV capable of carrying more than 30 kilograms and the versatile Commander 3XL UAV that can accommodate a whole host of payloads, including our new LiDAR system. From landmine detection and EMS delivery drones deployed in Ukraine to our biometric insight AI, our reputation has been built on our commitment to engineer technology that saves time, money, and lives.
Drone racing has a lot of potential to motivate kids to learn about science, about electronics, about physics, about robotics, about so many things.
At the Drone Racing League, STEM is at our core. Our DRL Academy STEM program teaches students how to build, fly, and code racing drones. We inspire the next generation of innovators through the thrill, speed, and science of our sport. With custom drone kits, flying lessons, coding competitions, and panels with DRL pilots, the DRL Academy creates fun learning experiences that last a lifetime.
Hi, I'm MCK and this is my first season of DRL.
Don't let anybody be fooled. MCK is not a rookie to this sport.
MCK is probably one of the most accomplished racers outside of DRL.
Since beginning, I always wanted to be a champion of the DRL.
MCK is someone we're gonna really want to keep our eyes on. He is a rookie this year, but that doesn't mean he's really a rookie in drone racing.
Like first race, I think I tried to go too much fast. Oh, I think if I don't crash, I think I would gonna beat everyone. I think the only way to get faster is practice. I'm practicing like 3 times more than other people. Making excuse when you lose, that means you didn't practice enough. When I get stressed from school or studying, when I fly FPV with my goggles on, stress is all gone. That's why I really like FPV.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to Level 10 DRL Sim Live. We're getting set for heat number 2 here in semifinal number 2. We just watched MCK qualify for the finals, and Evan, MCK looked nearly flawless Can he be beat, or are we setting up for another semi-sweep?
MCK, when he's flying like that, it's going to be near impossible to take him out. Now, that doesn't mean he's just got it in the bag by any means. Maverick, Killian, Alex FPV, they were all in the mix. Alex FPV actually made a pass over MCK at one point. That means that if MCK makes one bobble, one mistake, that 0.2 of a second lead that he had in that last race could be gone in a heartbeat, and allowing another pilot like Maverick or Killian to be in the finals before a sudden death.
Semifinal 2, Heat 2. Attention please, will the Drl Sim Shady please stand up as they go for that points cash gate. It's the left turn we've watched already. Now down to that T-Mobile chicane. MCK, the purple drone, he's out in front again.
Looks like the red drone of Maverick and Alex FPV actually very closely in the mix, with Killian making a move. It's gonna get close here as we come down this building. This straightaway is so important, setting up for the crane climb.
Well, they'll go through that Dragonfly Diamond. Now it's the U.S. Air Force gate around the building. This is the part of the course where MCK excels, and he's already got a tail lead as he goes into the best part of his course as he's back onto lap number 2. Dominant.
It looks like Killian's actually keeping it closer than he did last time. I didn't think MCK made up much ground at all ahead of him going up that crane, which means Killian has figured something out. If he can close the gap here, that last few turns will get very exciting.
Street level as the purple drone of MCK continues to set the standard. Blue drone of Killian in second. Maverick, the red drone, is in third. It's gonna be the crane climb yet again. MCK, well, let's see if he keeps that gap over to the points cash gate. It's a left. 180-degree turn down to the street. Killian's close, but nowhere near close enough. MCK, your winner again.
Let's go! Woo!
MCK, not only your winner, but he betters his winning time. In Heat 2, he wins in 1:15.126.
Alex joins me now. Alex, you are the perfect pilot to describe the emotions around going into sudden death, even if you don't want to be in that position. How does it feel?
Oh, it's not a good ride to be on, I'll tell you that. It's a lot of emotions on stage in general, but when somebody like Min Chan Kim goes right off the bat, wins Heat 1, so he gets all that pressure off, and we're still trying to make it into the finals, it's something that just snowballs. We get more nervous, he gets more comfortable, and what it takes to get through, just the gap gets bigger and bigger. So we're fighting from the bottom here, but we've seen a lot of people win from sudden death.
We have. I also really want you to describe for me how it feels sat here, because it is very different from the bedroom. Everyone has a different feeling when they're here as well, how much you're aware of and how it affects your flights.
I gotta say, I've raced in a lot of different environments, but as far as just being outright gnarly, this has to be the craziest. You can hear the commentators, we're all mic'd up, we have the headsets, the crowd getting crazy, you can hear all of it mid-heat. We got camera guys walking around. It's a crazy thing to be in the middle of, but we're all trying to figure it out, and it's a heck of a time trying.
It's great to watch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, as Alex just hinted at, you're trying to figure out your formula to shift through the chaos. MCK has it figured out, as he still is the only pilot to advance out of semifinal 2. His 2 wins mean we will definitely have a sudden death. Vanover is one of the most successful pilots in DRL history, not least because of his competitive mindset. Here's a closer look at what motivates the 2019 world champ and why he flies, presented by Dragonfly.
What I love about drone racing is the competition. I love that pressure in those golden heats, because if I lose, I lost to the very best in the world. And that's something that you can't get outside of DRL. When we're out on the flight deck and we're in an important race, my heart rate is just going so fast. I'm so excited, and it's almost as if the moment the race starts, my heart rate calms down.
Vanover, that flashing drone, get used to seeing it at or near the front.
I need that pressure, I need that animosity, I need the other guys looking at me with that intent to beat me. I love all that because it makes me just want to fly the very best that I can. All that matters is how I fly, and if I focus on myself and I fly my best, then I'll win. you're only as good as your last race. That's my mentality going into this year. Keep that energy alive. Don't focus on races that have just happened. Focus on the next one. The goal is always the same, and that's to be the world champion.
Performing when it counted, ladies and gentlemen, that is Vanover.
Do you want to fly like the pros? Download the DRL Sim on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Epic Games. MCK has instilled the fear factor into Semi 2. Skill and intimidation is a powerful combo.
I love drone racing because it gives you that sense of flying. It's a freeing sense of liberty and being able to explore whatever you want.
This time it is Gab's heat as he will finish the winner.
In racing, it's really about hanging on. It's very much like the feel when you're in a drifting car and you just feel the grip is just kind of sort of just hanging on. And with the drone, it's very much the same. You kind of throw the drone into these turns and you don't know what's going to happen, then you'll see the obstacle just go whoosh across your screen and off you go. It's what I really look for in drone racing, which feels like this absolutely hectic and crazy experience of lights flashing around and super jittery fingers. What I look for in this mess and this chaos is flow. I try to really make all that crazy experience feel like the most calm and flowy experience as possible. And that, when I'm really tuned in, comes through. For me, it's a big deal to be here this long, and I'm really honored to be still part of it.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the semifinals of Level 10 DRL Sim Live. Here in semifinal 2, so far it has been all MCK. He's the only pilot to advance to the finals. So Evan, where on the course can these other pilots maximize their potential to pull off the upset?
Well, you're going to see it heat after heat with what we've seen so far in semifinals. Is Alex FPV is so incredibly strong pretty much all the way up to the crane climb. It's very difficult, and that's where MCK and also Killian really shine. Additionally, coming off the building dive to the Dragonfly Diamond, a lot of these pilots and the top pilots, including MCK and Killian, are getting extra low to utilize ground effect to actually get a faster speed in the straightaway there. Those are two things that are just so small in the grand scheme of things, and if we look at the times, they're tenths of a second apart, but that is what separates the first from your third.
Semifinal 2, Heat 3.
accentuate your street smarts as they're up to that points cash gate. The purple drone of MCK, the blue drone of Killian, and the red drone of Maverick all in the mix.
Maverick is out in front early. Let's see if he can keep this up. He's definitely putting in some turns that are faster than his previous ones.
They climb through the Google Cloud Gate. Now they dive. Killian and Blue still in the lead. MCK and Maverick fighting for second.
This has been the closest pack we've seen with MCK all night long. We're coming to the crane. Let's see if he can pull something out, but I think the other pilots are learning his line.
Well, you mentioned Killian's got a good Algorand crane climb. He does it right there. The blue drone of Killian. This is the latest in the race. He is led. The fans should get into this one. We might see MCK get knocked off his perch.
I'm not sure if we're going to see it, but MCK sees the blue drone of Killian in his view, which we haven't seen all night. Killian wants to make finals bad, and he's going to have to go above and beyond to do it. We're coming down to just a few turns left, and he's going to have to push to show MCK what he's got in this Algorand crane climb.
Well, MCK is such a professional. It looks like he's just turned it up to 11 as he goes up through that Algorand crane climb. The final turn, he was behind for a little bit, but MCK has the final say as he wins 3 in a row.
Oh my God, you are racing with me. You are. Oh!
What a time, 1:13.833, and yet again, MCK is the best.
I'm joined now by Vanover. When it comes to races like this, we're talking milliseconds. How do you focus on shaving moments and changes in your movement on races like this?
Yeah, you just got to think about every element before it gets to you, right? So I'm always thinking about the next gate that's approaching me and thinking, where can I cut that just right so I exit with the most speed? It's a very challenging course, as you can see tonight. You know, a lot of crashes are happening, but also, you know, a lot of pilots are really shining in certain elements, and I'm just going to bank on my consistency, and hopefully that gets me the dub or a second place here.
And what does it mean to fly in front of a hometown crowd?
It just means the world. This is my hometown, Dallas, Texas. Guys, it means just the world to be here in front of you guys. I'm so glad that Drl's in Texas, to have my family, my friends, and all my supporters out there. You know, it just means so much to be out here. So thank you guys so much, and I'm going to try and get this win for you guys, all right?
Thank you.
We delve into the leaderboard yet again, and just like semifinal number one pilot sweeps the semi. This time, it is MCK, which means coming up in sudden death, as Vanover was just talking about. Not one, but 2 spots available to advance. Evan, I think this is going to be the easiest thing we talk about all night, right? Pick them. 2 moving on.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's so easy to decide. Yeah, it's just right in front of you. No, so I think Killian is really impressive. He's got a third, a second, and a second, and then that second transfer position. Maverick is our strong favorite. The second and the third. We have Vanover with a third. Alex FPV third in the season points right now. So it's really anybody's game. Even Hyper's putting in a strong fourth with he's getting better throughout this event. So I'm gonna go Killian. Killian's gonna win this, and I'm gonna go second. I'm going to take Maverick. His dad, his sister are here, and I think they're going to motivate him to go to the finals with him.
Semi-final 2, sudden death. Leave nothing in reserve. 2 will move on. The early lead for the blue drone of Killian. Maverick in red now moves to the lead briefly as they drop into the T-Mobile chicane.
This is the first heat we've seen without MCK, so now there's no purple drone ahead of these other pilots. They're fighting for themselves in a new scenario they've never been in before. It looks like Alex FPV actually out in front. Apparently he did not like what I said, not putting him in the finals.
Up to the U.S. Air Force Pentagate. They'll now go around the building. Alex FPV and Maverick, they are switching the lead. Here's that Algorand crane climb. Alex has had trouble in the previous heats, and he drops back on that one as well. Killian in blue back out in front.
Alex FPV is definitely strong in these flat sections such as the T-Mobile chicane. He's going to make up some ground, I'm confident, but Maverick and Killian out in the 1-2.
They climb the concrete through the Google Cloud Gate. Now they dive back down to street level. The blue drone of Killian, the red drone of Maverick, they occupy the 2 spots.
Alex FPV trying to push hard here. He's coming up to the Algorand crane climb, but Killian, and oh my goodness, Killian with a bobble!
Alex FPV has moved into second. Alex is now in first. It's between Alex, Killian, and Maverick. Two of them will move on. One man goes home. Killian and Alex will go to the finals. The release of energy could be felt throughout the esports arena. Killian gets the win, Alex second. They're both moving on.
Alex and Killian through. Now, firstly, thank you. That was absolutely thrilling. How nervous were you ahead of that, and were you able to keep calm?
Thank you. Like, it was super hard to make it. It's always the same scenario. Like, when Minchen got the first win, it's super hard to make the rest of the hit.
Yeah, you know, it's a tough one. Minchen out there with the pressure off versus all of us still trying to fight our way into finals. It's a hard ball game to play, but you know, like I say, I talked about how wild it is out here with the headsets on when we're flying. I could hear blue and red drone. I didn't know if it was me or not. And then I heard Maverick and Killian, and I was like, well, you know what? If I got one more trippy spin left on this track, it's going to be the best one I got. And it just happened, and here we are. Never give up. That's what I say. Never give up.
Thank you very much. Congrats. Thank you.
Throughout this entire race, it was a three-way battle between Maverick, Alex FPV, and Killian. It all came down to this last crane climb. Heading into it, Alex was actually in third with Maverick and Killian ahead of him, but like he just said, he sent it as hard as he could through that last, what he called trippy spin through the crane climb, and that put him out in the lead briefly. Killian was able to take it a little bit better through the points cache gate to clock in that first pace, but first and second is what matters here to move on to finals. Here's one more look as Maverick is passed by Killian and Alex FPV. It's a brutal way to go out and to not make it into finals, but for these two guys that have put in this work, it's a big deal, and they are moving on.
Well, Evan, you mentioned the motivation. Your good friend Alex may have heard you, and he showed you up.
You know, Alex FPV, he likes to prove me wrong. He really, and I have to give it to him. He's quite good at it. Anytime I or anybody counts Alex out, he just figures out a way to move on. And something we've seen from Alex quite often is when he makes it to finals, he's dangerous. He wasn't able to keep up with MCK early on, and he had 5th, he had 6th, and he just kept crashing out. But here we're watching him, you know, keep it smooth, finish the first lap and evaluate. We're watching here. You see that blue drone in front of him. You see the red drone in front of him. That is Maverick, who ended up passing in that very last turn, and that is Killian from France. They go up this skyscraper and over through the Google Cloud section. Here we're talking about, he makes actually a slight bobble, making the gap even bigger. Now, we're sitting here, you, the crowd, are screaming and yelling. It's getting closer. It's getting near the end. And Alex FPV said himself, I had one Algorand crane climb left, and I was going to make sure it was my best one. And look at that. Actually almost passing both Maverick and Killian. He ends up taking a close second, but makes it to finals.
No question, Alex FPV saved his best for last in this semi, and he needed it. MC Clay, the clear winner out of Semi 2. Killian and Alex round out the podium. When these pilots are tapped in, they almost levitate, and it's only going to get more intense in the finals.
Going into this season, I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business from last season. At the end of the day, my goal is to be the world champion, and I'm not going to always be fully satisfied unless I'm on the top spot.
I'm playing simulator till like 1 a.m. and I'm going to field at like 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. I'm practicing 3 times more than other people.
I'm planning to pick up where I left off at last year's Vegas Championship race. Last year was just about survival. This year I'm here to win.
I'm very good at being there no matter what the pressure is, no matter how many upsets there are. You can always count on a good race for me. 7 years of 707, you know?
I'm pretty confident. I know I can do it. I'm training for this. I'm practicing for this, like every day.
I'm fully expecting that I'm going to be competing for the top this season, especially with hybrid and everything. It's a really unique skill set required to do well. I think I'm uniquely positioned to excel at everything that we're going to be doing this year.
Being honest, I just want to win. I don't care if I have to train every single day at 6 a.m. I will do anything just to win.
I feel confident in my abilities to beat a lot of the pilots. I've been putting in a lot of work and a lot of practice, so I just feel confident.
These guys literally got their names by racing me. This isn't the first time I've raced them. I'm not really scared to race anybody.
The opportunity to be here is like such a privilege. So many pilots would wish to be here. I really want to show that I'm worthy.
I'm 100% committed that I will win every race out there. So if you like to root for a winner, then you probably should root for me.
To be an elite drone racer is a mindset. It's I need to be there. It's not I want to be there. It's not I hope to be there. It's I need to be there. I do deserve to be in DRL. The amount of time I put in should speak for itself.
DRL fans, how are you feeling? It's time to get excited for a night of drone racing.
I think we're ready for some racing. What do you guys think?
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. There is no question up to this point, DRL Sim Live Level 10 has been one of the most exciting. Great to have this crowd here at the esports arena. It has been basically the appetizer to get ready for these finals. So it's fun to have this halftime segment once again alongside two-time DRL World Champion Evan Heads Up Turner, as well as 2018 DRL World Champ Paul Nurkala. I'm Craig Hummer. Guys, let's first look back at the semis. I don't think it's happened yet, Evan, by the way, that we have had a pilot sweep each of the semifinals coming into, right, in the same level. Now, these two guys just happen to also be our top two pilots in the world. And if we've got somebody out there tuning in for the very first time, they showed why there's only 1 point separating them overall in the season standings.
Yes, it's so fitting with them both being first and second in the season points right now. They both dominated their separate semifinals. Now going into finals, I personally think that MCK has that edge. He's flying so crisp. He was able to beat Halo Walker in the last level, and he wants to do it again and now take the lead over Halo Walker in the season points. It's just dangling in front of him, and MCK wants to get it.
Paul, what do you think Halo Walker did right to sweep his semifinal?
I mean, sitting around watching Halo Walker's lines, he's taking certain elements that are much faster than the rest of the pilots. He's finding these places to take advantage of the extra time and the extra speed. One of the key areas for everyone in this race is the Algorand the Algorand crane climb. It's a very, very tricky element. You have to fly inverted, thrusting your drone backwards as you climb up the crane, and then that exit is so critical. Halo Walker, MCK has been nailing it. We saw Alex just nail it at the end, getting into finals, so I'm really excited to see what those two can do on the same track at the same time to get through that obstacle as fast as possible together.
Well, you guys have basically walked into where I want to lead you. I mean, you've telegraphed it, I think, a little bit, Evan. Let's talk MCK in the finals coming up. Obviously, now he knows Halo Walker's coming in with just as much mojo as he has. What are you looking for either to see or for MCK to repeat if he's going to win this?
Well, what I'm looking for from MCK is a fast start, not just in each heat, but he needs to get out front early as far as heat 1. I'm looking for Heat 1 to determine the winner of this entire level, because you can get that confidence early. You can get in the other pilot's head early. Alex said it in so many of his interviews. Yeah, once MCK got rolling, it was so hard to get back in my own confidence because I just kept losing it and MCK just kept gaining it. So that's my prediction. Whoever wins Heat 1, they're going to just steamroll through and they're going to have all the confidence they need going into the Golden Heat.
Paul, before you give me your prediction, let's look at the pilots who are going to be in finals. Remember, you had to be top 3 in your semi to get here. We've got Halo Walker, MCK, Pavelos, Killian, Amari, and Alex FPV. Let's not lose sight of the fact that Alex FPV, even though he needed to use sudden death to get in here, he is sitting 3rd overall in these season standings. So Paul, again, I mean, you took Halo Walker right in terms of the semi critique. Are you going to stay with Halo Walker? And if so, what does he need to do here in these finals?
Absolutely, I'm going to stick with Halo Walker. We've seen since his rookie year that he gets really hyped up by being in front of an audience. And when you're having fun, when you're performing, when you're showing people the skills that you've worked so hard to do, that's when you perform at your peak. And that's something that Halo has consistently done. So I'm excited to see I'm excited to see the show he comes out to put on for this audience here in Texas. I cannot wait to see what happens.
I think he's just excited.
I think so too.
I want to watch some racing. Let's get back to it.
Halo Walker has surprised everyone but himself with his success this season, as he currently leads, as we've said, the overall standings. Let's take a closer look at this 20-year-old from Germany who could very well become the next DRL World Champ.
This year I feel like I have something to prove. Last season was just about survival. This year I'm here to win.
He came into this season wanting to prove he could fly IRL, and he has done it!
The energy with the crowd was amazing. Having them cheer you on and bringing more energy is just what I need.
Halo Walker, the champion of the Race in the Clouds.
I can perform well in front of a crowd.
Halo's line work has really stepped it up this season, and it's paying off huge.
What I love about racing is the adrenaline rush it gives me, and the close battles we have.
Halo Walker still just leading Alex FPV.
We have a lot of fast pilots, and it's going to get very heated on the flight deck.
I see you! You mad at me! I mean, yeah! But I went down and you didn't.
This is what we call racing. I've described my flying style as risky.
So much fun.
I'm not afraid to take risks. I'm adjusting my lines to be more consistent, but also fast. I think the best way to improve your drone flying is seek discomfort.
That's not what they're supposed to look like.
Then just fly.
Flying good, feeling good!
If you sat on the edge of your seat in the semifinals, you're going to need a seat belt for the finals. They're next.
The Algorand ecosystem is where monumental change takes shape. So come transform the world with us on Algorand.
It's going to be close. Yeah!
Mortals.
The Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By T-Mobile, exclusive wireless partner of the Drone Racing League. And by Points Cash, freedom to pay your way. Welcome back to the DRL Algorand World Championship. This is Level 10, DRL Sim Live here at the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas. And we are finally set for the finals as our remaining 6 pilots take their place in the flight deck. Evan, let's continue to talk about the dynamic of this duel between Halo Walker and MCK FPV. How much did your rivalries during your flying career fuel you to be better?
Well, absolutely. A rivalry in any scenario is going to push you to be better. But we also have to think about is that I respected all of my rivals, and all of these pilots respect one another for being the best in the world. Obviously, you want to outrun them. You want to show them that you're the best. But if they're close to you for a reason, because they're going to be the best. We just saw a sign of respect between MCK and Halo Walker giving a nice fist bump. But once they're on the track, all bets are off. Nobody's friends out there.
You know, you've talked about this before to different audiences and different groups that you speak to about, right, the emotion of all the hard work that you put in to become a DRL world champion. Touch on the fact that, right, this is the pinnacle of the sport. I mean, when we say these are the 12 best drone pilots in the world, they really are.
Oh, absolutely. All of these pilots have flown for so many years working to this point. There are thousands of drone racers, drone pilots in the world trying to be on this stage right now. And not only this stage, but the top 6 and the finals in front of a live crowd. This is the peak for everybody. And as we get closer to the end of the season, it only matters more.
Speaking of peak, right, drone racing in general tends to be a young person's game, right? So if we have fans out there who are thinking about getting into it, what's the most direct line or the best way to learn how to even start your path to fly at this level?
Well, if you want to make your way to being a DRL pilot, you can look at Halo Walker and Amari. Those are 2 pilots who made it into this league having not flown a real drone, or maybe they made it into this league via their skill on the DRL Sim, meaning that's a video game-esque simulator that you can plug your controller into and go from 0 to hero, amateur to pro drone racer. And look at this, 2 of our Sim champions are here on the final stage in front of you, the crowd.
Well, now that we are here in the finals, there are 6 regular heats. Win any one of them, and you are in the golden heat. Once we get to the golden heat, it is winner take all. Whoever finishes first will be the level champion. Let's meet these 6 pilots and remind you of the colors that they fly. Halo Walker, our #1 ranked pilot in the world, flies pink. MCK FPV, our #2 ranked pilot, flies purple. Pavelos, our #4 ranked pilot, flies orange and white. Killian flies blue. Amari flies white. And Alex FPV, our #3 ranked pilot in the world, flies red and blue. Finals, Heat 1. All who pass through the gates must pass the test. It'll be the Points Cash gate. First again, drop down to the T-Mobile chicane. It's an early lead for Halo Walker in pink, but Pavelos was there for a moment.
This is the first time we've seen the 2 dominant forces of MCK and Halo Walker go against each other tonight. This is a new track, a new day, and they want to prove to one another, and MCK is already down. He is hands off the controller.
We saw this in an earlier level where an early accident from MCK really affected his mindset. Halo Walker not thinking about that. The pink drone still out in front. Pavelos, orange and white, though, is right there, and he's taking the lead for a moment.
Pavelos made a super strong surge, getting ahead of Halo Walker. Now into the T-Mobile chicane. Halo Walker's going to have to find an extra gear up the skyscraper, which he's doing. They seem to get a little bit of a bobble, give a little bit of room to Pavelos in that climb, but it looks like he's able to pull it back out and get a lead.
through the Dragonfly Diamond, up through that U.S. Air Force Pentagate, around the building. Here comes the Algorand crane climb. It's been a decider before. What a great one from Pavelos. He's got the inside line. It's the points cascade, but Halo Walker fighting back. There is nothing in it as they both scream to the finish. Halo gets the first win of the finals.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah!
Dude, let's heat it. New PB too, new PB. Best time on the track, let's go!
Halo Walker is the one that gets to send the first message, but it was close by only 6/100ths of a second. Halo Walker wins 113.225.
Halo Walker making it look almost like it is easy. I want to know first off, how aware were you of your biggest competitor crashing out?
I saw him crash out in the first lap and knew if I just keep it clean, it was going to be all me. I just tried to take it easy on some gates. I knew Pavel was going to have a pretty cracked run, but I managed to edge him out at the very end.
And did you therefore fly a little bit more conservatively and then notice Pavelos?
Yes, I did. I heard from the stage that he was getting closer and closer, but I just knew I had to keep it together and finish my race.
It was so exciting to watch. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
After a flawless semifinal, we've seen the first mistake here from MCK. Him and Halo Walker were the two favorites going into this first round here in finals, and the two of them were neck and neck through the entire first lap until the descent down the skyscraper. MCK is trying to cut it as tight as he possibly can to this overhanging sign. Boom! Drone explodes into the ground, and that is it for his race. Then it was a battle between Halo Walker and Pavelos. Pavelos, using that unbelievable crane climb that he's been using in his semifinal group, actually briefly got out ahead of Halo Walker, but he stayed a little bit too wide heading into the points cascade, and that gave Halo Walker just the inside little bit of an edge to get out front and get this first win here in finals. That's going to give him momentum. That's going to set the tone, and now everybody else has to catch up.
Speaking of catching up, Evan, this is what it looked like from Killian's point of view.
Well, we're going to be looking for the purple drone of MCK to make the first mistake that we've seen all night. Killian was in the blue drone and ended up bringing home a third place, but he had a great view of the battle at the front for the beginning. Coming down this building, we're going to watch the purple drone. Gone. Now it was, the door was open for all of these pilots, including Halo Walker. Halo Walker already had the lead, and he said in his interview, yep, I saw MCK go down, and now it was defense time. Pavelos, on the other hand, that was the door open for him as well. If he can get 2 seconds, he's gonna be moving on to the Golden Heat, which is where he wants to be. That's the money heat right there, and he was able to secure a second place, but he seems to actually have a stronger crane climb than Halo Walker, which is interesting based off what we saw in the semifinal. We're coming through the U.S. Air Force gate right there, and here comes that climb. We're going to see this incredible maneuver done by Killian, wrapping around as closely as he can to that crane. One last turn that Halo Walker seems to be so good at, taking home the win.
Another twist to the finals. Yes, a win gets you in the Golden Heat. Halo Walker has advanced, but if you have 2 seconds, Pavelos now has 1, you can also advance to the Golden Heat. Download the Drone Racing Arcade, a fun, free, and easy-to-play drone racing mobile game on iOS and Android. Halo Walker has had an angelic start to the finals, but if he plans on having a heavenly finish, he can't let up.
Are you one of the millions surprised by Verizon and AT&T raising your rates last year? T-Mobile has price lock guarantee, and that means they won't raise the rates of your talk, text, and data ever. Join T-Mobile and experience price lock guarantee. I guarantee you won't look back. That's a guarantee.
Maverick is somebody who takes the lone path to the top.
I feel great. I'm ready to fly in front of the whole crowd. It's gonna be so sick having 6,000 people here.
I've had countless amount of people count me out before. I believe I would never get to the big stage, and I've always adapted and overcame that.
From Van Nuys, California, he never runs out of clutchness. Flying the red drone, it's Maverick!
The next step is to execute throughout the season and stand alone at the top.
Only 3 pilots up. Maverick and Red in the lead.
I know how to fly my lines, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully it's going to play out for me.
Maverick is doing a great job staying in front of Vanover.
Drone racing has always been such an adrenaline rush for me. I've always been an adrenaline junkie. We're zooming around stadiums, courses at full throttle. To be able to have that adrenaline rush is why I've wanted to pursue it so bad.
Do you even know who you're inheriting from, your red color?
You look up to the people who you want to be. I've idolized Gab for years, Vanover as well. They're both very talented drone racing pilots, and I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to beat them this year. I don't hate to say it, actually.
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 10 DRL Sim Live. We just watched Halo Walker win heat number 1 of the finals, and he has secured his spot in the winner-take-all Golden Heat. Evan, you have talked a lot over the seasons, not just as a competitor, but now as a commentator, about the highs and the lows of being a pilot. MCK just had a real low. How does he talk himself out of that hole?
Yeah, let's get inside MCK's head. It's the first heat of finals. He's coming out here to prove that he can take down Halo Walker, and he crashes in the first 15 seconds. And one thing that always got into my head was, oh, I hit that element, the dive down from the skyscraper. Oh, well, now I hope I don't hit it again. And then every time you go through there, you're gonna be thinking about it. So look for the purple drone to leave a little bit of extra room on that descent. And it could be a spot for Halo Walker and Pavelos and all the others to know MCK has a weakness there.
Finals, Heat 2. Beat back the competition like a caped crusader as they all go to that points cash gate. It's an early lead for Halo Walker in pink, Pavelos orange and white. It was in second, Killian briefly in third, but MCK is now flirting with the front.
Yeah, there's a battle for the front. I see Alex FPV up there as well, holding down MCK all the way down in that 6th place position.
Well, Halo Walker in pink is now ensconced in that front position as they'll go through the U.S. Air Force gate, around the building, setting up for the Algorand crane climb. Halo right there where he wants to be.
Watch MCK make up these positions slowly but surely. He has to claw himself from the back and make up some ground. He's definitely not flying at his best, but watch the white drone of Amari in the 2nd place trying to hold off the others to get into the Golden Heat.
They climb the concrete. They'll go through the Google Cloud Gate and then drop down the other side of the building. This is where MCK had that contact. Not this time. Halo Walker, no problems in heat number 2. Around the building yet again. One final Algorand crane climb. Halo in first. The white drone of Amari in second, but MCK now going for that 2nd place. This is the last turn.
Halo's gonna win another one. Who's gonna get the second? Amari gets second behind Halo.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Yeah!
Taking nothing away from Halo or Amari, it was a late mistake by MCK that dropped him all the way down to 5th. But at the moment, Halo Walker can do no wrong.
MCK, I almost feel the need to apologize to interview you when you're struggling in this moment. You know you can do this course. We've seen you do this course incredibly. What's happening?
Oh, I have no idea. Like, it's fine because we have like 4 more races, I think, to be a golden hit. So I think I will just try to push harder.
We've spoken in the past and we've heard you talk a lot about nerves and pressure and the pressure you put on yourself. How do you take that pressure off to ensure that you don't get stressed whilst playing?
Oh, this time I wasn't nervous at all. Like, I have no idea why, but like, you know, I think I just have to push harder.
It's intriguing. Thank you very much.
Halo Walker is liking the view as his 2 firsts still assure him the only spot out of the finals so far. But Amari and Pavelos each have a second, so all they need is one other one, and they'll join Halo in the Golden Heat as well. Talking about all 6 pilots, let's center at the moment, though, on Amari. We've talked of that up and down, right? That seesaw battle that each pilot faces. Amari trending in the right direction. He was 5th in the first heat, 2nd in the last one.
Yeah, absolutely trending in the right direction. If he keeps this up, he's going to be in a great place. One thing to consider is that he was able to get a second in just heat number 2, meaning that he can push hard. He doesn't have necessarily as much stress as I need to win. I need to start getting seconds. He's already got one locked down, and he's got 4 more heats to secure another one and get in the golden heat that he wants to be in so bad.
And we just saw he's got a solid fan base here as well, so he'll tap into that. Finals, Heat 3. Become one with those big city dreams. Say hello to the points cash gate. Halo Walker in pink first there, MCK in purple second, Pavelos orange and white third.
We're going to be watching the purple drone of MCK. He said all he has to do is push harder. Easier said than done, and we're going to see if he can execute here.
What a view as they go through the Google Cloud Gate. Now they drop down the other side of the building, the street level and all that asphalt. They'll go through the Dragonfly Diamond up through the U.S. Air Force Gate. Halo Walker still maintaining his hold on first.
It appears that just Halo Walker isn't the only person who has answers to MCK's pushing. Now Pavelos is able to hold off MCK, who gets damage again. This is not good for MCK. This is not good for his mental game, and he is crumbling fast. Keep an eye on Pavelos to get another second.
You mentioned crumbling. Let's talk about who's flourishing. Halo Walker, the pink drone. Pavelos, the orange and white drone. They've got to love where they're sitting. Remember, Halo's already in, but if Pavelos does get second, he'll move on to the Golden Heat.
Yes, he's coming down. Pavelos doesn't need to win. He can just secure this second. Killian's going to push hard, that's for sure, but look at Pavelos go for a move. Who gets drone damage?
Pavelos tried to go for it. It did not work out. Halo Walker, but low. Pavelos, even with drone damage, is going to get the win.
Come on! Yup! 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 Yup!
That was a crazy last few gates. It sorts out like this. Pavelos does get the win in 114.030.
Pavelos joins me now. Not a non-dramatic heat there. It was absolutely intense to watch. How intense was it for you? You clipped a gate at the end there too.
Yeah, I clipped a gate and I thought it was all over, but I heard Halo on the comms saying, oh gosh, I blew it out. I forgot the track. And then I'm looking at the top left corner. I'm like, oh, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? And I did. And with a pretty sizable gap, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I bet you are very happy. Tell me a little bit about this audience here, because you're hearing them cheer at different areas of the course, aren't you?
Yeah, it's awesome hearing all the fans cheer, and it's very helpful, so keep cheering.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bunch of big moments in that race, but the most notable was this last second battle between Pavelos and Halo Walker. Pavelos went through a little bit too tight and he clipped a gate on the way up, but Halo Walker, according to Pavelos, just completely forgot the track. So even though Pavelos made a huge mistake, his main rival in this race made an even worse one, and that gave Pavelos the win. He didn't even need to win this place because he already had 1 second place. Now he has a first place. He's got momentum. He's coming back. Can't wait to see what he does in the finals.
Killian's point of view through all the craziness.
One thing we got to keep in mind there is Halo Walker's mistake didn't only benefit Pavelos, it benefited Killian as well. He got that second place that he needs so badly, meaning that we have Killian with a second, we have Amari with a second, and we have MCK and Alex so capable of getting one as well. Killian actually sitting pretty far back. I'm counting at least 4 drones in front of him, maybe 5 at one point. Now, like we've always talked about, is Killian is so good at just staying in the mix, letting others make the mistake for him. Now look, after that crane climb, Killian does have a strong one, I'll say that, but now he's up into the 3rd place position where we're seeing Halo Walker lead Pavelos. If you're a pilot and you're seeing yourself in a 3rd, there's no points for 3rd in DRL really. You need a 1st or a 2nd. That's what counts. So most pilots will end up pushing way harder than they need to and crash out. We see it all the time. But Killian sitting there waiting for a mistake. Oh, we're coming up to a treacherous part. I'm gonna wait. Going up, and it looks like it's not gonna work out for him, but then Halo Walker makes a huge error, and Pavelos actually had prop damage, but Killian didn't care. He got the second, and he's got an even closer shot at making it to final. Golden Heat.
Well, Killian's view showed us that Halo Walker just completely lost the plot. He ends up in 4th, but his 2 wins still have him in the Golden Heat. Pavelos with his win now is there. Keep your eyes on not only Killian, but Amari. 1 more second for either of them, and they'll be in the Golden Heat as well. Halfway through the finals, the pilots are delivering the hype, and the energy is only going to increase.
For more than 2 decades, Dragonfly has been engineering innovative UAV and AI solutions across industries in the public and private sectors. This year, we have released a new heavy-lift UAV capable of carrying more than 30 kilograms and the versatile Commander 3XL UAV that can accommodate a whole host of payloads, including our new LiDAR system. From landmine detection and EMS delivery drones deployed in Ukraine to our biometric insight AI, our reputation has been built on our commitment to engineer technology that saves time, money, and lives.
The flight deck has a really unique atmosphere. It's buzzy, it's noisy, but at the same time, there's an intensity that's quite quiet.
The atmosphere in the flight deck is incredibly tense. The guys come out and they're trying to get out of their own heads and shake off those nerves.
There's a lot of competition there. The pilots really, really want to win, so there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of debating each other about who is faster.
There's so much more going on in the flight deck than you can see at home, because you're seeing the angle of the pilots, but then on the other side, there's an entire production happening. There's generally between 8 or 10 different staff buzzing around, checking the controls, checking the graphics, checking the lights. So it's not a quiet, calm place. The pilots really have to hone in on their focus. Some of them are very, very calm, relaxed. Some of them are very stressed and intense, and they take that moment to really breathe and calm down. I find Gab very interesting. There's a lot of excitement with the younger pilots. Gab is having none of it. He will sit down, close his eyes, and really focus on the moment.
There's so many people on the flight deck, but they all have a singular focus, getting to racing.
It's a special place to be.
This is DRL, the drone racing lead. Welcome back to Level 10 DRL Sim Live. We are halfway through the finals, and 2 pilots, Halo Walker and Pavelos, have already qualified for the Golden Heat. So as we trend and move towards this back end, right, of the regular heats, Evan, the momentum, it becomes more important, doesn't it? I asked you about Amari a heat ago. Now it seems like Killian has given himself that like sliver of hope that a lot of pilots sometimes can attach to.
He's got a third, and now a second. He's trending in the right direction. He's building that confidence. And when you gain that confidence, what you get is you have a different level of, I guess, really the word is confidence, but you're able to go into each turn not afraid. Whenever there's a hesitation, that is what causes errors. You have pilots like MCK who's made an error. The next one he hesitated and made another error. The next one he made a mistake and got prop damage. When you don't have that worry in the back of your mind and you're like, I've got this, I'm getting better, push harder, harder, and harder, and then you can come out with these second places and these wins, and that's the value behind this format, in that a second place moves you on, 2 second places, and a first moves you on. Build the confidence first, work your way into the Golden Heat however you can, but you gotta have the confidence to fly the way that Killian does.
Finals, Heat 4. Maximize your urban state of mind. A race to the points cash gate. MCK FPV, the purple drone there, but Halo Walker, the pink drone, has moved there.
We're looking for the 2 drones that are not in that Golden Heat yet. That is the white and blue drone of Killian and Amari. They both have 2 seconds. But MCK, who doesn't have a win or a second, is also pushing now, making the potential pass over Halo Walker.
Halo Walker, the pink drone, back out in front, but MCK right there. MCK now dropping down to 3rd, but fighting with Amari for 2nd. Here's that Algorand crane climb. MCK's been really good. He's slotted behind the pink drone of Halo Walker as they start lap 2.
This is a battle in so many different ways. Halo Walker has yet to lose to MCK all night, and MCK wants that so badly. Can Halo Walker hold off MCK, have an answer to every single one of MCK's punches, and it looks like right now he does.
Halo Walker continues to be the standard through the U.S. Air Force gate. They circle the building. Here comes that Algorand crane climb again as Halo Walker trying to extend his lead. Amari and White moving into 2nd. If he can get that 2nd place, he'll move on to the Golden Heat. Halo's gonna get the win. Both Killian and Amari, they're gonna get the 2nd they need. It's Amari with 2nd place, and he gets to the Golden Heat.
Let's go! Go! We're going nice today, baby! Nice! Let's go! Woo-hoo!
That is sick.
That is the way Amari drew it up. Halo Walker gets his 3rd win of the finals, but Amari's second means he's moving on.
Amari through, and you've just said we were all on top of each other. It was just a mad cluster. How focused were you, and how do you maintain that?
You know, it's just, you really got to stay focused. And I know it's kind of redundant, but you know, you look over and see the leaderboard changing back and forth. I'm like, I'm battling with Minchan and Halo, so got to do what I can, and was able to squeak it out there at the end. But we're through the Golden Heat.
And tell me about this joy, because you are sat here very aware of who your opponents are. Your competitors are big names throughout the world. It must feel incredible.
You know, it's incredible. You know, of course, this awesome, amazing crowd, my family, everyone just rooting me on. It's, how can you not be excited?
Thank you so much. Congrats.
Well, for that entire race, Halo Walker had a pretty commanding lead, but don't forget that 2nd place is really important. We have a 5-way battle for 2nd place, but Amari is the one who came out on top and made the pass just through the Algorand crane climb and got out front and got what he needed to get done. But it was such a close finish. Everybody flattened out through that last pass through the points cash gate, and you're going to see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close finish all the way into the gate. Congratulations to Amari. Let's see who else can stamp their ticket onto finals. We'll take one more look at just how close that incredible finish was. Amari taking it home for the win.
Evan, you've talked about it so far in these finals. Things just haven't broken MCK's way. This is what the latest heat looked like for him.
Well, we have to give MCK credit. He was trending in the right direction. Although he still only got a 4th place finish, he was in the mix for a 1st or 2nd the entire time. He was in the battle, and I think that battle between Halo Walker and himself is really starting to get in his head. This track is oh so difficult. There's so many opportunities to get past. There are so many opportunities to make an error. And with pilots like Amari, with pilots like Killian, getting faster every single heat, his job isn't getting easier. Absolutely not. Here he is, still in 2nd place, chasing down that pink drone of Halo Walker. We heard myself talk about earlier in the heat, for every punch that MCK threw, Halo Walker had a stronger one to throw right back, actually pulling ground on MCK. I know for a fact he's giving it everything he had, and he could sense the other pilots starting to get closer after some bobbles here. We see Amari right there in the white drone making the pass over him, and who actually was able to come down and take a 2nd place, stealing it away from MCK and putting himself in the golden heat.
An amazing view of the finish and the leaderboard. Halo Walker got 3 wins in the semis. He now has 3 wins in the finals. Pavelos and Amari in the golden heat as well. Killian just needs another 2nd. The other 2 pilots, MCK and Alex, they need a win. Amari joins the golden heat party, and his fans have brought the party favors. It all leads to a celebration for the ages.
The reason I fly is that grind effort that my soul just loves. Putting in all this effort and getting something out of it. Going from not good to competitive, I can't get enough of it.
Alex FPV, he puts it all on the line, and he just loves a good battle.
That felt like drone racing. Good, I love that so much. I'm only here for hard work. As of right now, nobody really has the work ethic that I have in drone racing. I'm not scared to lose. When it comes down to racing, there's a lot of people out there that are scared to put their quad on the line.
Oh, I clipped it. I clipped it.
Well, to me, you can't win if you don't try. For me, in my head, what it takes to win the world championship is dedication, effort, and the will to never give up. You have to love something so much you hate it.
Alex FPV wins level 1.
That's where I think champions are made.
DRL fans, how are you feeling? It's time to get excited for a night of drone racing.
Racing. What do you guys think?
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League. Welcome back to the finals of Level 10 DRL Sim Live. With just 2 regular heats of racing remaining, 3 pilots, Halo Walker, Pavelos, and Amari, have secured their spots in the Golden Heat. Evan, let's throw some hard truths out there. World number 2, MCK. World number 3, Alex. They, I should say, they are running out of real estate, and so far they haven't shown many answers.
Not only are they not in the finals, neither of them have a second place to even get them close to the Golden Heat. They've got 2 heats, 2 opportunities, we'll call them, to make something happen. They've both gotten close several times, peeking their nose out in front at various times. But just as you said, the clock's ticking, the heats are running by quick, and if they don't make something happen soon, they won't be in the Golden Heat, and their points will suffer dramatically.
Finals, Heat 5. Live from the sim, another tussle is initiated. An early lead for MCK, the purple drone, but Halo Walker in pink has now moved to the front. MCK in second. Amari in white was there for a second, but now it's Pavelos.
Pavelos is somebody I'm so wildly impressed with. Right in the pack of MCK and Halo Walker, all 6 drones, I must say, are nearly on top of each other. We're going to see this first lap, and that will tell the story of who needs to push going into lap number 2.
Well, MCK was up near the front. Now he's dropped all the way down to 5th. But Halo Walker continues to build on his momentum. They're through that Algorand crane climb on to lap number 2. The pink drone of Halo Walker, orange and white of Pavelos, Amari in white. They're your top 3.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm seeing it right in front of my face. MCK is losing that confidence he had so early on in semifinals. It's just not his night. He has to change something. Halo Walker gets damaged, giving Alex FPV and MCK an opportunity.
Alex FPV is there. Amari, he's there. This is going to be for the win. Remember, Alex needs a win or second place in the next 2 heats, and all of a sudden MCK is there as well. The run to the finish. Alex FPV is your winner.
King, baby! King! Right there! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Oh! This is legit! Come on! Yeah! Oh my God, what happened? How did it happen? What happened?
I just want to point out, besides Alex's win, he stepped up when he needed to. Look at the difference between Amari and MCK. By 1/1000th of a second, Amari denies MCK a critical second.
I love that the second I step behind the flight deck, you look at me and say, I won? Wait, what happened? Even you seem confused by it all.
Yeah, you know, like I said, there's tracks that fit my flying style. It's really distinct. There's a lot of these guys who can kind of change the way they fly and stuff. I've never been that guy, so I'm just out here trying to do my best, you know. First few heats, it didn't seem like I had the speed, but like I said, never give up. You keep coming back. We have 6 heats. I'm going to roll the dice and send it all 6 heats. Blacked out for a second, ran 2 burners, and here we are!
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
Two very big moments in this race. First of all, we have the Halo Walker Pavelos battle. Pavelos is trying to do everything he can to catch up to Halo Walker. He comes up, goes through the Google Cloud Gate over the skyscraper, tries to cut it as tight as he possibly can, and boom, that's the start of the chaos. Both Pavelos and Halo Walker are gone, and now there were 3. Alex FPV going up through the Algorand crane climb, gets out front, gets past Amari. We thought we were going to see Amari because he had a good pass up into it, but Alex had the better exit. This takes Alex all the way from 6th place in finals and up into the Golden Heat. Big, big moments here. Let's hear how excited we are to see him move on.
We've talked about the mental struggles in this heat, Evan. It simply ended up being heartbreak.
That was Heartbreak, yeah, sure, we'll call it that. This is devastation we're seeing from MCK, and what incredible work we just witnessed from Amari and Alex FPV, I guess you could say as well, because this is what you have to take. Let's look at the big picture. MCK is about to take the lead over Halo Walker in the grand scheme of things for those season points. And Alex FPV, that would also harm him as well, making a bigger gap. So if Alex FPV can make it into the Golden Heat and MCK doesn't, Alex and Halo Walker will both make that gap smaller between all three of them, which is what they want, and I guess MCK does not want, but what was so crucial about it was MCK was in position to get second place and get some confidence going into the Golden Heat, but Amari was able to outrun him in MCK's strongest part of the track right here in this Algorand crane climb. Amari and Alex FPV both did something they had never done before, outran MCK, and the white drone beat MCK by 1/1000. Incredible.
There's a lot of color on that leaderboard. Halo Walker, Pavelos, Alex, and Amari now all in the Golden Heat. It's quite simple. For Killian and MCK, Killian needs a second. MCK needs a win. Want to support your favorite pilot from home? Just head over to shopdrl.io to grab jerseys and the latest gear from DRL. We add another pilot to the party. But when we get there, the Golden Heat starts off as a fight.
The Earth is 70% water and 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us. Copy that. Aim high, Airman.
This year I feel like I have something to prove. Last season was just about survival. This year I'm here to win.
He came into this season wanting to prove he could fly IRL, and he has done it!
The energy with the crowd was amazing. Having them cheer you on and bringing more energy is just what I need.
Halo Walker, the champion of the Race to the Clouds.
I can perform well in front of a crowd.
Halo's line work has really stepped it up this season, and it's paying off huge.
What I love about racing is the adrenaline rush it gives me.
2 for 2.
And the close battles we have.
Halo Walker still just leading Alex FPV.
We have a lot of fast pilots, and it's going to get very heated on the flight deck.
I see you! You mad at me!
I admitted you.
Yeah!
But I went down and you didn't.
This is what we call racing. I've described my flying style as risky. So much fun. I'm not afraid to take risks. I'm adjusting my lines to be more consistent, but also fast. I think the best way to improve your drone flying is seek discomfort.
That's not what they're supposed to look like.
And just fly.
Flying good, feeling good!
This is DRL, the Drone Racing League.
Only one more chance here in the finals of Level 10 DRL Sim Live for the pilots to earn their way into the Golden Heat. 4 pilots are there: Halo, Pavelos, Alex, and Amari. But Evan, I feel like this sets up for this last regular heat, offense and defense. MCK, he's got to throw the Hail Mary. The 4 pilots who are in, where their mentality is prevent defense.
MCK, this is his last shot. This is his last chance. He can't just, there's not the back pocket scenario of, oh, I can get 2 seconds. This is the last regular heat. He has to absolutely outrun these other pilots. And you're looking at those 4 pilots already in the Golden Heat. Just as you said, they're gonna try and use defense. One way to do that is to try and stay consistent, try and guard those first and second places. But with only a first place to matter right here, they're just gonna have to outrun him, and MCK is gonna have the exact same scenario put right on top of him. It's a very high pressure situation for MCK, and the other pilots already in the Golden Heat, this is just practice for them.
Finals, Heat 6. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It's win or go home for MCK. Halo Walker in pink out in front early.
MCK, all eyes on that purple drone. Looks like he's actually in a very good spot early on, but the newly confident Alex FPV also in the mix.
Through that Google Cloud gate, they now drop down the other side. That building dive translates to a street view. They'll go through the Dragonfly Diamond, up through the U.S. Air Force gate. Pavelos and Alex, they've got drone damage, so they've taken themselves out of it. So now it's Halo Walker pink, MCK in purple.
It looks like the only drone standing in between MCK and this Golden Heat right now is Halo Walker. MCK dominated Halo Walker yesterday, really put him down. Can Halo Walker now return the favor and keep MCK out of the Golden Heat?
This becomes an interesting interpersonal dynamic as our top 2 pilots in the world, only separated by 1 point. Halo's in the lead, but barely. He's trying to keep MCK out of the out of the Golden Heat. This is it, the Algorand crane climb, one final time. Halo does it, but MCK's right there. It's the turn. Now they drop down. Who's got more speed? Halo Walker gets the win and keeps MCK out. We just got a great example. Finally, the hug happens. I think everybody here at the esports arena is finally happy to see a little love between Halo Walker and MCK. You can imagine the frustration. MCK knows what is on the line in terms of the overall season points. Halo Walker with a 4th win of these finals, but it all won't matter if he doesn't win the next one. This time he wins in 113.527.
The story between you and your opponent sat behind you is just so intense to feel and watch. Good to see that hug there, but it's still intense, isn't it?
Oh, it's really intense, especially after level 9 yesterday where I didn't make finals. He made up so many points, and this just gave me so much confidence in the last heat. I knew he was going to push everything he got, so I just needed to finish and edge him out.
How much of you is thinking about just this moment, but equally the overall season standings?
It's a marathon, not a sprint. We've heard that sentence many times. Every point for the season counts. So I'll just try to win this Golden Heat here and get all the points I can.
Good luck in the Golden Heat. Thank you.
So let me set this up for you a little bit. MCK and Halo Walker are separated in the season standings by 1 point. Halo Walker has advanced to the Golden Heat here today. MCK has not. Even if MCK gets second place, because he hasn't gotten second place yet, he's not going to advance. So having Halo Walker doing everything he can to hold MCK out is a huge point advantage, not just in this race, but also in the season standings. Halo Walker knew what he needed to do. He knew he needed to lock out MCK, and that is exactly what he did. Not only did he beat out his main rival, but he's also created another huge opportunity for himself in that he's going into this golden heat with some momentum. He's excited, he's stoked, he did what he needed to do. He fully recovered from what happened yesterday, and now he's ready to rock. Look how close this finish was between Halo Walker and MCK, but he's going to use that feeling to go on to the golden heat.
Evan, MCK flew his fastest heat of the finals, and it still wasn't enough.
All credit goes to MCK right here. It was under the pressure that he was in. You have to remember that Halo Walker, he was already in the golden heat. He knew he had another opportunity, but MCK, this was his very last shot. All the pilots were talking about him, all the fans were talking about him, us, the commentators, were looking and talking about MCK in this moment, and he performed so incredibly well. And just like you said, the best he has all night long. He had the pink drone of Halo Walker in his face the entire time. MCK throwing a punch, getting ahead. Halo Walker coming back stronger right there, going up the skyscraper, through the Google Cloud Gate, inverted, and down they come to the road. Both pilots going to get as low as they can to get that ground effect. And Halo Walker, that's where he made his move. He was a little bit wider right there, and then the Algorand crane climb came. MCK made up ground. He gave it everything he possibly had. That was incredible. But the points cash gate, Halo Walker ended up being set up for it a little bit better due to being wider, and moved on and kept MCK out.
4 wins for Halo Walker. Pavelos gets a win, as does Alex. It all adds up to a 4-pilot golden heat. And the golden heat does not play favorites, and it does not care what you have done to get there. One heat is about to decide it all.
Going into this season, I feel like there's a lot of unfinished business from last season. At the end of the day, my goal is to be the world champion, and I'm not going to always be fully satisfied unless I'm on the top spot.
I'm playing simulator till like 1 a.m. and I'm going to field at like 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. I'm practicing 3 times more than other people.
I'm planning to pick up where I left off at last year's Vegas Championship race. Last year was just about survival. This year I'm here to win.
I'm very good at being there no matter what the pressure is, no matter how many upsets there are. You can always count on a good race for me. 7 years of 707, you know?
I'm pretty confident. I know I can do it. I'm training for this. I'm practicing for this, like every day.
I'm fully expecting that I'm going to be competing for the top this season, especially with hybrid and everything. It's a really unique skill set required to do well. I think I'm uniquely positioned to excel at everything that we're going to be doing this year.
Being honest, I just want to win. I don't care if I have to train every single day at 6 a.m. I will do anything just to win.
I feel confident in my abilities to beat a lot of the pilots. I've been putting in a lot of work and a lot of practice, so I just feel confident.
These guys literally got their names by racing me. This isn't the first time I've raced them. I'm not really scared to race anybody.
The opportunity to be here is like such a privilege. So many pilots would wish to be here. I really want to show that I'm worthy.
I'm 100% committed that I will win every race out there. So if you like to root for a winner, then you probably should root for me.
To be an elite drone racer is a mindset. It's I need to be there. It's not I want to be there. It's not I hope to be there. It's I need to be there. I do deserve to be in DRL. The amount of time I put in should speak for itself.
DRL fans, how are you feeling? It's time to get excited for a night of drone racing.
I think we're ready for some racing. What do you guys think?
the Drone Racing League, brought to you by Algorand, the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. By Dragonfly, North America made and manufactured drone and AI solutions. And by the U.S. Air Force. Aim high. Welcome back to the finals of Level 10 DRL Sim Live. We have made it to the one heat that matters more, the Golden Heat. 4 pilots are here: Halo Walker, Pavelos, Alex FPV, and Amari. Evan, you've got the brains and the World Championship belts. Who's gonna win this thing?
You know, I'm gonna go off who I think wants it the most. And based off his performance yesterday and how bad it ended up going for him, I'm gonna go Halo Walker. He seems to have so much drive, so much will, and his heart and soul is in this race right now. But if he doesn't fly at his best, there are other pilots who are going to take advantage of it. If I was going to pick a second place, or maybe somebody who's going to take advantage of a falter from Halo Walker, it's Amari. He's got the crowd on his side, he's got the family here, and he is flying better than he has all season long. He can use that to his advantage, and he needs to believe deep down that he's got what it takes to beat out these pilots.
Finals, Golden Heats. Who'll settle all scores and be king of the streets? Once again, the points cash gate sets it all up. And once again, Halo Walker in pink is out in front.
It's so odd to not see the purple drone of MCK in the mix here, because we have our 4 best pilots of tonight fighting for a winner-take-all heat in this Golden Heat. Alex FPV actually in the number 2 spot, giving Halo Walker a run for his money.
They'll set up for the left turn through the Dragonfly Diamond, up and through the U.S. Air Force Pentagate. Halo Walker and Alex. Now Alex has put his nose out in front. Here's that Algorand crane climb. Halo's usually better. Halo is retaking the lead as they start lap number 2.
What is going on right now? Halo Walker is getting caught by these other pilots. Pavelos and Alex FPV both making up ground on him. They're going to run out of turns quick. Amari in the 4th position, but he is coming fast,
Look
just
at
like Pavelos.
The orange and white drone is out in front. Halo Walker now, for the first time, has to fly from behind and retake the lead. He's done it. They're around the building. The Algorand crane climb one final time. Closing moments. Halo Walker's there. Through the final points cascade. Halo Walker down, and he wins another level.
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah! Yeah!
You cannot say enough, and Evan, you have done your best to describe it, but the range of emotions, the adrenaline, everything that these guys go through amplified in the last day and a half for Halo Walker, as the utter disappointment he felt in level 9 is utter ecstasy here with the level 10 win.
Halo Walker went from his lowest low, the first time he has not made finals all year, to just coming out and dominating his fellow pilots, having MCK falter. This was the perfect scenario for Halo Walker, and it just went his way.
Let's send it to Layla for the winning presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our Level 10 DRL Sim Live winner, our champion, Halo Walker!
I'll let you take your moment, and you can hand the trophy over here. We must have a chat because this has been so intense. The story really began with level 9, where you were brilliant, but then just started to drop off very quickly with MCK dominating. That became so frustrating for you that you turned it around at level 10.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised myself how well I came back from that. I was really in a mental slump after that level, and it really took a toll on me, but I just try to forget about that and went to this level trying to have fun with the crowd, and it worked. I'm so happy.
An unbelievable story to turn it all around. And then we come to tonight's Golden Heat, which was unbelievably intense. All the other pilots backstage screaming in different ways. Let's take a look at a replay. I'm going to give you the mic. I want you to walk me through this.
My own heat. I was trying to take it a bit easier here because I knew some of the pilots were struggling with a trippy spin up here for the crane. And that was my strong suit. Well, Alex actually had a really good one, holy. But his exit on the square gate, that's where I got him. And Angel lap 2 was almost all me and just into the finish. I took it pretty wide, as you can see, but Pavel was too far back to capitalize on that, so I'm so happy I won that heat.
An absolutely beautiful run towards the end there. Now, firstly, I'd love you to thank some people who gave you a lot of encouragement tonight. How was it to have the audience here?
Oh, it's amazing with the crowd. I love racing with the crowd. I've won the last level with the crowd, and I won this one, so let's go! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Halo Walker.
I love that Halo noted that he enjoys a crowd because we're heading back to one in Miami in a few weeks, and there he will have a chance to clinch his first world championship. But here, it's the level 10 win for Halo Walker. He wins a 4th level of this season, 2nd place to Pavelos, 3rd to Alex FPV. We take a look at our U.S. Air Force fastest heat. It's from our winner, Halo Walker, from the finals, Heat 4, 113.219.
When everything was on the line tonight and all day, Halo Walker performed. His Algorand crane climb was really where he set himself apart. He didn't fluctuate in any way. He just stayed on the gas, and that last turn is what won him every single heat.
Taking a look at our updated season standings, well, we might do that a bit later on. It has been a great race here at DRL Sim Live. We thank you all for being here. That's going to do it for our Level 10 DRL Sim Live. Congrats again to our winner, Halo. Follow DRL on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube. For Evan Turner, Paul Nurkala, Layla Anna Lee, and our entire crew, I'm Craig Hummer. Thanks for watching. This is a copyrighted broadcast.